How's it going, everyone? We are back on Anime Rangers X today, and the Chainsaw Man update just came out, like 30-40 minutes ago, I think. And, I'm a big Chainsaw Man fan myself. I've read some of the manga, like, past the anime so far. I'm not caught up, but, I like it overall. This update, I honestly think it's average. People are really hating this update, and I get why, but I think this is kind of just whatever. We got 4 new Chainsaw Man units, which are Power, Himeno, Makima, and Denji. If you're going to want to get Power and Denji, they're going to be on the banner. Of course, you can select them if you want, as you can see there. If you want Makima, you're going to have to do Act 4 of the new raid, the Graveyard. She's going to be a 1.5% chance to get. And if you want Himeno, you're going to have to do the new Ranger stages that came out. And I haven't unlocked them yet, but as you can see, you can get her here, and the chances should increase as you go up to Act 3. There was a new battle pass, which is nice. The units are going to be based off of Akame ga Kill, I believe. So, we got some of those units if you're into that anime. I haven't watched it. I know of S-Death, though, which is, she is tier 100. Of course, I got to scroll all the way back here. As you can see here, S-Death, hopefully she's good. The previous battle pass units haven't been very good, except probably the one guy from Sakamoto days. He's an alright support. Debuffs the enemies to do more damage. It is what it is, but I'm not sure about the rest of the units so far. This guy was actually decent for boss rush, but if let's go to spawn. Let's say we want to go do a boss rush, and we cannot. It's literally a test place. I have footage I'll put up on the screen of what it looks like inside. It's literally a test place. The boss just has infinite HP, and it's just a testing place. As you can see, there's no store or anything. There's no tokens, anything like that. I think removing boss rush was a horrible idea, to be completely honest. I get the devs are trying to balance how you get trait rerolls and making it so you can't get so many, because again, you can get so many trait rerolls from, or you used to be able to get so many trait rerolls from boss rush. My damage is off. I know there's YouTubers getting like 2.5 billion, and that's a lot of tokens per run. So I get it, but I don't think removing it is the right idea. I think they should have just toned down how many tokens you get per how much damage you do, and should have just made trait rerolls maybe a little more expensive instead of removing the whole game mode, which is really stupid. And that leaves the question, how can we really farm trait rerolls? There's a summer event, which is probably going away soon, but they did remove that bug where you can kind of get like instant clear sometimes, I believe. There is the raids, right? But Gyutaro or Blood Sight, which was the main way people were clearing these stages fast, actually got nerfed. If we look here, if we look at his passives, if we look at his stacks, there's no attack where he takes a certain amount of HP from the enemy anymore. It's just more debuffs instead of raw damage. Well, I mean, there's damage here, but he's doing no damage to begin with. I mean, there's poison, applies bleed, dealing 10% of this unit's attack. It's not HP anymore, which I believe was the case. It's tragic. So now it's kind of hard to have a decent trait reroll method grind that isn't like broken, which again, I think toning down how many rerolls the player is getting, especially in endgame, is fine, but there is just like so little ways to get them now. 10% to get 1 to 3 and all these now. I mean, we're in a drought right now, man. We are in a drought. I'm glad you can get mega punks, but that's a 2% chance for 1. Like that's not even good. I think the map looks nice. I'll put some gameplay over me speaking right now. I think the map looks great. I like the setting in the manga and anime. There's a giant hole in the map, which is really annoying. You gotta like jump over it, and it takes like all my brain power to actually do so. It's really annoying. I'm sure they'll fix that. But the game mode itself, for me, it is not hard, and that is because of Crimson Owl. She don't mind the C speed. I gotta change that, but she is broken, and I mean, you know what? Let me go over her in a little bit, okay? These raids are starting to get a little lazier. They need to implement different monsters and enemies into each different raid, because like you can get like a 200 million Crimson Owl to spawn out of nowhere. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why not make anime specific enemies, like Chainsaw Man enemies or something like that? I'm pretty sure there was a Bleach enemy in there that was one of the bosses. Yeah, it was like this guy. It doesn't make sense. It's like that in the Steel Bar Run update too. There should be enemies that correspond with the game mode from which anime that's from, right? I think you get what I mean. There was also a couple souls, it looks like. This devil soul, 0.02% chance. Are you kidding me? Or, I mean, are we serious? I thought they were making these things more common. Let's go to play and let's do a challenge, because oh, look, there's a soul there as well. A 0.0001% chance of getting the soul of challenges. That's great, dude. I can't wait to farm for that. I don't even bother with the souls. I have a couple. So you can see, I have the unemployment and soul of chances, soul of thundering fury. That is it. I do not care to farm for them. I guess I have 2 souls agreed too, but just a bad system overall. It's not worth, well, maybe it is worth grinding, but I'm not doing it. At least it's not going to be me. Some quality of life. There was a shiny transfer. which you can use between identical units. Cool, I guess. Forced banner system ensures updated banners reflect the newest content. Okay. And then added 5 new team slots for better squad management. That's a good change. I don't know why there was only 3 slots available. Really stupid. But said I would talk about Crimson Owl, and I'm going to now because I think she just overshadows anybody in the game with Sovereign. I believe in the last update, or the part 1 of the Bleach update, she got her passive reworked to be actually viable and basically useful. The passive before just did nothing. It was like, it was only proc when she got below like 50 or 25% HP, and she has so much range, she's going to be in the back. She's barely getting killed, right? So it was basically useless. But as we can see here, her first passive, apply bleed equal to 15% of your damage for each bleeding unit, gain +5 damage. And this got changed to be uncapped. So she's doing like unbelievable amounts of numbers, and I'll show you in game, like her damage goes up so high. I'll put a clip up on screen. Yeah, she's cool and all, but like she is so much better than anyone else in the game. We have Aizen, which has such cool passes, but you can't even make use of them because of how slow he gets these seals and how quickly stages end. So it's just, the balancing is getting kind of wonky in this game. And I forgot to mention that a lot of people were actually having difficulty with this game mode, especially because Gyutaro or Blood Scythe got nerfed. There's not really a good way to do a lot of damage in a fast manner if you do not have 1 Sovereign Crimson Owl or 2 unnerved Gyutaro, which nobody has anymore, right? So the player's kind of stuck in this spot if they don't have any Sovereigns, or just like up-to-date Sovereigns, right? I shouldn't even say up-to-date, but like, but if you don't have Sovereign Crimson Owl, like this is probably going to take a bit to clear, that's for sure. But maybe I'm wrong. I've just been seeing a lot of people complain though. It's either, for me at least, I either get a 30-second clear because no boss spawns, or I get like a 3-minute clear because, you know, I got 2 of the bosses or something. There was a new currency. There was like a stat overall thing. If I try to get a decent stat on Crimson Owl for speed real quick, because I have a decent amount of worthiness, surely something like SSS, hopefully, maybe. Okay, that'll work. But we can use this plus, and this will cost 1 stat booster if you want to upgrade to the next highest rarity in the stat, which is SS in this case, and I'll just use 1. Boom, we go from S plus to SS. I mean, like, that's about it. As, like, literally a minute ago, one of the devs, I believe, sent a message. I'll put up on screen, I'll read it. Like I was saying earlier, it has to do with trait reroll farming, and they say, "Hello friends, I understand and hear all your frustrations about boss attack. Obviously, the sheer amount of rerolls the majority of players were gaining wasn't in any way balanced," which I 100% agree. And rather than capping the mode, it was a better decision to get rid of it completely. It was a poorly designed mode to begin with. I promise you guys, here in the near future, sooner than you think, we will have something super exciting and farmable for hardcore players and new players alike. I don't think they should have removed it completely. I think they should have just put some hard caps on it and some limits on how many coins you're getting and how much you can actually buy, but it is what it is that the majority of players were playing, in quotes. This update's just kind of all over the place. So yeah, it's just, this update is very weird. There's still no changes to tournaments. This is just sitting here, and I guess the leaderboards aren't even working anymore. I don't even know if people got this. This guy, I have no clue, because, you know, people were doing like a day-and-a-half long runs, so I don't know. I'm gonna end it there. I think this update is pretty, I said it was average. I think it's probably like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. A little biased just because I like Chainsaw Man. I'll be excited to use the new units, you know, Denji. Hope to get Makima soon. I like Power, so get her up soon, but I need to get more food. So let me know what you guys think about this update. Let me know what changes you would like to see. I again think there needs to be a definitive way to farm rerolls, but in a controlled manner. Souls need still a complete rework. This is not worth getting. These are just not worth grinding at all. They're just kind of stupid, and especially with the new souls that just got added, they're way too rare. So units definitely need some balancing. Edo, is it Ito or Eto? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think it's Eto. But she needs, like, she's so broken. As much I would hate to see her get nerfed, she does so much damage. It's insane. And yeah, it's just the fall of Anime Rangers X again. I'm playing, but you know, let me know what you guys think of this update. This was very, very unscripted. I was kind of rambling, but hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.